Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, September 28th. Here's a watch list. You can see here on the screen that the SPY is a bit red. We've failed the 50. We went up and touched it and failed the 50. Where the Dow is sitting down about 120 plus points. Not a lot, but just really kind of chopping around here as we try to make our way through the 50 overall. There's a lot of news going around. We have a lot talking about the 3.5 trillion bill that's trying to get through the legislature. We have the debt ceiling, the overall spending. Oh my goodness! And then yesterday we had two Fed presidents announce retirement for the short term, right? So Rosengren's going to be retiring as of the 30th of September, and I just lost it. Kaplan's going to be retiring next week. So we've got a lot kind of going on. We have Yellen and Powell testifying up on the Hill today, or this week, a couple different times, because they'll go to both sides of the House, both sides of the Congress. So kind of a lot going on. Of course, we're still watching Bitcoin and China and Evergrande. So there is really a lot kind of swirling around us. You can see Bitcoin pulling back again here this morning. Can't get back up over that 50. So just kind of a struggle. And Bitcoin, I guess it doesn't matter if you agree with it, like it, dislike it, think it's going to stay around, not going to stay around. That none of that matters. You have to pay attention to it because it does affect our overall market, especially the S&P. So they aren't exactly linked together, but as one moves, normally the other one does too. Not always, but it does weigh pretty heavy on the overall market here. So, and another thing that I think is kind of interesting if you've been paying attention to the political side of things, and I know we're not supposed to talk politics, but it's very interesting that within the administration, our current administration, they want to allow the IRS to track any spending that's $600 or higher, right? So that's crazy, and it's all about taxes and seeing where you're spending your money. I mean, giving them that door into how you spend your own money. Well, I don't like when my mother tells me how to spend my money. I sure as heck don't want anybody else to do it. So, but my mom will still tell me. She's a good mama. Anyway, so that's kind of interesting, because what will happen then? Probably more people move over into crypto, so it's giving more legitimacy to it. So kind of interesting. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't know how much most people take a look at that stuff, but it's pretty important to me. Anyway, okay, so Bitcoin feeling here. Here's a look at the Dow. The Dow really did great yesterday. We had names like Goldman Sachs and Boeing really pushing it along. So look at this. McDonald's was doing a lot of really good follow through yesterday, only to kind of pull back a bit. And you can see here, this is the futures in the Dow, and you can see that we've touched that 20 and pulled back. So kind of keeping things a little bit tighter. I did exit Sava yesterday. Just went ahead and took that profit. I am holding new this morning. I took this on as a swing yesterday. I sold half. If you're not sure why I took it, in our you can go over to our YouTube channel, or you can look in the trade recap section, and I go over that specific trade. But new here, pretty flat, a little bit red here as we go into the session. But working on that 3-8 cross and looking for the move to the 20 and then the 50. Look at that, really close together there, 20, 34, and the 50 there. So, okay. So what am I watching for today? Well, I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record, but I'm coming right back to AFRM. We've traded this a few times here. Excuse me. And I mean, really, I don't really know what else to say other than it bumped up on news because of all the different partnerships. Everybody's on the buy now, pay later plan, which, okay, personal side note, as far as personal finances, that is a terrible way to live your life. However, it's very attractive. If you're checking out on Amazon or pretty much any website, of course, Walmart, you can see AFRM as a option. So anyway, bumped up, held most of the gap, had earnings, came in, knocked it out of the park, and again held the gap. So we have two very nice bullish gaps here, and we were just kind of waiting for this to take back off, and it did, right? So we caught part of this move here, and now we're inside the previous price action here. Nice little flag forming, watching for it, and right now just a day trade until we get a breakout. But like the look here in AFRM. So I will be watching both, and this will be in November, the 125s and the 130s, watching both of those. Okay. You know what? I forgot to write down. No, I don't remember which one. Okay, anyway. So like AFRM. Dish has had this really nice run, and again, it probably looks more to a day trader take partial profits on this on any continuation. I like it up over yesterday's close to come up and test the high, and that'll kind of complete this little look right here with this candle. And I know I like to draw on my charts here. It'll complete this little look here, and then we have a little bit of volume in here. Really looking for a breakout of 45.60 there in Dish. I like the look of those in the November 45s. AUPH came up on a scan. Look at this. Like, I don't think they're all inside candles, but nice little flag forming, really just kind of hanging out in here. Looks like it's getting ready to take off again, right? So like the look of this above yesterday's high. And in AUPH, the only ones I found that I liked are all the way out in January. So keep that in mind. Great for equity potentially in here, but remember it's a pharmaceutical, so it can get, it can be very wicked or volatile on any pullback, so be very cautious with it. But this, I mean, it's really just holding in here so well. Look at that nice little flag forming there. So AUPH, the 25s out into January. Energy, oh my goodness, energy has been doing so well, right? We're coming into the winter season, so energy prices overall are increasing. Energy is a good place to look. So this is the sector ETF, the XLE, and these are fairly liquid, so you could look into November and trade like the 55s, or if you want to play a little in the money, the 50s. This is good. I actually went over here and took a look at COP, looking for another breakout. Look at this, high over high over high. Just a really nice look there, built up a lot of volume. Looks really good here. ConocoPhillips, I would take a look at the 70s. If you want one that has a way to go before hitting the highs, and the good for equity, right? So high over high, a lot of the energy charts look like this. Again, building volume. Oxy's a good one here. We kind of topped out with these candles back here yesterday. Anything over yesterday's close or the high, depending if you want to hop in a little bit early, I would take it over yesterday's close. But like the look here, room to the fib line, and then really all the way up. I like that all the way up to that 33.50 and Oxy, and look at the 32s on there. Baba, some of the Chinese names actually did really well yesterday. Now, Baba, I would be less likely to hold overnight because we do get so much news out of China these days. But nice engulfing candle here. We filled the gap. We are below the 8. I like this over the 8 for the move to the 20. I would take a look at the 160s in there. Of course, we talked a bit about financials. Financials doing really well. I like Goldman Sachs up over the 20. I would take a look at the 410s there. And this one is just for Teresa. Okay, it's not just for Teresa, but Hog came up on a scan here for moving over the 20 yesterday. So it did close downside on this candle, but I like the move here from the 20 to the 50. So anything over the 20 for a move to the 50. This isn't a downward trend, so we really want to see this actually break to the upside, break that trend. But this is setting up pretty nicely here for a move from that 20 to the 50. And take a look at some of these charts. Ford and GM, these are not just regular your grandpa's car company anymore. They have moved heavily into the EV space, and these are great price points to get on in here. Now, General Motors is sitting below the 200. So I'd be more cautious until it gets up over that 200, but we saw a great deal of call action starting last week in Ford Motor Company. And look at this chart. I know we took a peek at it yesterday as well. This is a pretty severe trend line, upward trend line there. So I know that that can be a little bit harder to work with, but look at this good overall break of the downtrend here. So I like Ford to go long, and I might actually look to take some equity on it, but they have plenty of options there. Just make sure to stay really close to the money. With maybe the 15 strike would be a good place to go. Okay, that is it for me this morning. Oh, real quick, take a look at some semis. I know they're pulling back a little bit here this morning, but AMD did fantastic things yesterday, so take a look in that space as well. Okay, now that is it for me. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will be in and out of the room today because we have some stuff to take care of for the family, but I will keep checking in. I hope you have an awesome day.